So I'm going to take off the pin. Now, if I'm doing bust that and waist that, you just know that this is the total of my darts. So it means that if I'm doing bust and waist that, then I will just, what I'm doing is I'm just going to split the darts so that I have some portion go towards the bust, have some portion go towards the waist. So I've I've used my hand, my thumb, to take off a little part. You know, unlike this was what we had before. Okay, so I've used my hand to take off a little part so that I have a small portion of waist that, and then I pin down the waist by the side and then see what I can also get. So because I'm splitting it, obviously I'm going to be having just small on both sides. Okay, so can you see how I'm also trying to take it in a way that there's no squeeze? Though that is going to help me hold out the squeeze here, the folds here. Okay, that's for this place. So that's why I'm not bothered about that. But I'm going to hold this down like this. Look at the side. So if this side has a fold, I'm going to remove this. That is what is going to take off all those crease lines. All right, now I'm okay with the side. Now this is the waist, which will also have a certain fold. Okay, so you see that this also helps. The more I hold it, it comes like this. Now I'm doing this so you can see, but this is not, the dart is not going to be folded. The dart is going to be held up. So I'm going to hold it like this and use my pins to grab it out so that you see the bulk of the dart out is not going to fold it in. So I also, in the process of doing this, you are holding as many excess as possible. Okay, you're holding as many excess. That is what is going to help the fabric smoothing out on the body. So I'm holding all of this all the way to the top and grabbing as many excess as I can on my way up. Okay, so same thing with the bust. Same thing with the bust. You're going to be taking it by the side. Capture as many as you can capture. So I would, at this point, I want to cut out a part of the side. I'm not going to cut out very close because I need some excess by the side. Okay, but now this, the fact that I have a lot of fabric here is disturbing, so I need to cut out. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space and just cut this out. All right, so even on the waist as well, just so that I am in control of the fabrics that I'm working with. Can you see that? So this way is easier. Now you notice that I still have excess by this side. Yes, because you can't cut the exact thing you want to cut because I'm not done with the draping I'm doing. So I might still need some fabrics. I might still need some fabrics by the side. So this way I can hold the fabric like this. You see how I'm holding? For me to see what I need to capture. And then also touch to know where the side seam is. Okay, so this particular bust that will hold the folds around here and around the armhole. That's the function of that one, to help contour the body, the bust. Remember, no fold, so you can take off your pins, make corrections from time to time. Okay, so I can as well just leave it this way. So now that this is held down, I can pin the sides, just pin it down randomly. Okay, so the part I've pinned, I might want to go in to see, oh, is it laying well? Do I need to drag it out a bit? So this place needs to relax as well. So now when you see areas like this that are folding up, what you need to do is to create a notch. So give a notch. You're cutting this a bit. Can you see now that I relax here as well? So that everything, you see how you relax, just the same way you do when maybe you're sewing the neckline of a garment and you need to put a notch just to relax. But you realize that I'm trying not to totally get to the waist area, just below that side, and then it gives me a relaxed mode of the fabric. Okay, can you see? So this area as well, we have to introduce, because you can see this is not really conforming to the neck. This is coming out. So I'm going to introduce a notch. When notching, please, you realize that I'm actually done draping. That's why I'm notching, just to now make every areas relaxed. I didn't introduce my scissors until I was done draping, because when you cut, this is draping and you're working with actual fabric, you cannot um tape back the fabric, unlike paper. So you want to be careful before you even introduce scissors. You are sure of what you have done, and then the snipping now is just to make corrections on certain areas. Okay, just to make corrections, like make some places relax well. All right, that is what you're doing. So at this point, we have our bust, we have our waist dart. So what I'm going to go in to do is take my marker and start marking the important points. So like our shoulder line, I need to mark that out, because I need all those points. So I'll just, you can use broken lines to mark them. So the armhole, I'm going to mark. So depending on how low you want your armhole to be, some people are a bit confused about where to mark on the dress form for the armhole. Don't worry, sometimes I say that you should just go ahead and mark a certain point. When you take it down, we are going to correct that armhole, or you can do a certain measurement of your armhole and measure it to know what you have on the dress, the pattern that you got from your dress form. Okay, the side seam as well, remember that there's a line there that is guiding me to know where the side seam, the shoulder line, everywhere is. So it's not like I'm just doing it off my head. Okay, the waist as well, I will go ahead and mark. I already have my center front line. So the bust point, you really want to give a mark there as well, just so you know the direction that your dart will be going. Now once you have done that, um you want to also mark your dart. So you open like this and mark. So that was the reason why I folded this way. Okay, the other side as well, you do the same thing. Okay, so same thing for the waist dart. All right, so you notice this is looking as if it's not going towards the bust area, bust point, but don't worry, when we take it off, we do all those corrections. So once you have done this, you can go ahead and just, trim off the excess. But I'm not going to be trimming off the excess very close to the lines, because I still need it for the back. Okay, I'm just going to reduce the excess that I have there. That's just what I'm going to be doing. All right, so this is what I have. The waist as well, you can reduce it a bit more. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead to draft the back.